Good morning everyone. I just realized that I haven't done a makeup video in a very long time, and I got a couple of new products that I have been absolutely loving. I've been using it for weeks, months, and I thought I would share with you my everyday makeup look. Now this look takes about 11 to 12 minutes for me to do in the mornings, and it's my everyday makeup look. Obviously it will take me a little bit longer than 11-12 minutes because I'm filming and I'm trying to walk you through it, but I thought that we'll do our makeup together. So the first thing I do, I got this from a brand called Edam, and I've seen them. They're becoming very big on social media, and a lot of people are trying the product. Now this was gifted to me along with a couple of other products that I haven't used. This is the only thing I opened and have been using. Now this is a lip softening balm, and it's also supposed to have this like exfoliating thing to it, but it doesn't leave your lips feeling that they're exfoliated. It feels like a balm on your lips, and they come in many different shades. And what I absolutely love about it, other than the color that's absolutely stunning, I got a color Fig Sauce. Again, aside from that, it's the applicator. Excuse the mess right now. The applicator is metal, and it's so soothing and it's so soft on the skin. Let me turn on my light right here. I want to turn on my light so I can see here. So what I do is I apply a little bit of this while I do the rest of my makeup so that it can kind of like soften my lips and give it the moisturizing that it needs before I apply the rest of my makeup. Next, I'm going with my Charlotte Tilbury. Now this I've been using for years and years. This is a Flawless Filter color 2.5. And I apply this all over my face. Going in with a buffing brush. Now I love this buffing brush so much that I did say I'm purchasing a second one, and I did. I got a second one. I'm going to use one for my foundation and one for my primer. For foundation and my glow drops, I'm going in with my Armani Luminous Silk, which I've been using for 10+ years. These bronzing drops, they are Deep Bronze Glow from Tarte. I apply a little bit on the back of my hand. I'm going extra bronze today. So this is how much I use. And then foundation, I've been using a lot less foundation lately. Some days I don't. The days I'm doing a full face, I do. Apply with the same brush. That's why I got two, because I want one to be for my primer and the other one to be for my, although it's been working perfectly fine for me, so I may not need both. Next, I'm going in with contour and bronze. I only use one stick for both, so I'm going in with my Dibs. It's a dual, one side. This side is new because I'm using a different color, but this side is blush. And this is, by the way, I already finished this in another stick. Is my absolute favorite color. This side is bronzer. I apply them on my cheeks, my forehead, my jawline. These are the points I apply them to. Then I'm going with my Patrick Ta angled brush, and I kind of dab. I don't drag it too much, or I don't go like back and forth, because I want to create like an airbrush look for my nose. I'm using a different brush. This is by Murphy M173. Next, I'm going in with my eyeshadow. The Mario palette. This is the master palette, and I did say that I don't think I'm ever going back to anything else, because this has all the colors that I need. It goes with my complexion. Going in with this first color for all over my lid. Clearly, I've used almost all of it. Now I use a lot of this one because I go all over my lid. Today I'm going with a little bit of lighter eyeshadow, so I'm not going with the darker ones. Some days, if it's a nighttime look, I go in with the darker ones here. I mix them just a little bit together, and I dab it on a towel so it's not falling all over my face. And then I go in like circular, very light circular motion, and I go inward. So I put the product first here, and then I go in circles. I've said this before, full disclosure, I am not good at eyeshadow. If I had to do eyeshadow to save my life, I probably would not be able to, because I don't know what I'm doing when it comes to eyeshadow. I just do what works for me, and I just play around and see what looks good. And for me, this is all I do. Some people do stunning shadows, and I've always wanted to learn. But so this is what I do. And then I go with a little bit of darker. Now this turned a little bit darker than what I wanted, but I'm gonna blend it in. Now I turned this into a nighttime look just by using a little bit of the darker shadow. That's all I do. Alright, so then we go in with the same blending brush that we used and blend, blend, blend. This is a very important step because you don't want your lines to show. So you blend it as much as you can. Also in circular motions. Now I tried this like smoky eye the other day and I loved it so much. But the smoky eye wasn't like a nighttime look or like a really, really dark smoky eye. It was just to create a little eyeshadow, not eyeliner, create a little eyeliner. I absolutely loved it. Maybe I'll do that next. And that's it. That's it. That's from my eyeshadow. Next, I'm going in with a concealer. Now, the way I use the concealer is just the corners of my eyes to give my eye that eye lift look. I basically go like a angle up line. That's it. I wait a couple of seconds before I blend it in. I don't wait too long. I know some people wait like a minute or two. I've tried doing that and it just creates like too much cast for me, so I don't wait long, just a couple of seconds, and then I blend it in upwards. Then I go with the blush. Sometimes I use like 2 or 3 different ones. So today what I'm doing is I'm going with the Dibs. This is another shade. It doesn't tell me what the shade of this is, but it's the one below 5.5. So I apply that color here. I'm kind of doing like an ombre look for my blush today. Then I'm going in with my Mare Beauty. This is called Cheeky color. Now for this one, I apply it here. Tiny bit on my nose. It's so creamy and it melts into your skin so beautifully. And so this step, I know some people do it the other way. Some people put the blush first, then they put the concealer, but I like the blush to kind of take over, not the concealer to take over. So I do it this way. But you can also try the other way if you don't like your blush to take over, and it kind of helps my concealer to get mixed very, very well. Now to set it all, I'm going in with my setting powder, which, whoops, I got way too much. And I don't set my whole entire face. What I do is I set my eyes because I have very, very oily skin, and my eye is the first place that creases. Going a little bit under. And my eyebrows, because again, very, very oily T-zone, instantly blurs it. Then I go in on my smile lines. Then I go in with a bigger brush. I will list all the brushes and everything I'm using. Then I go in with a bigger brush and I make sure there's nothing left in my skin, and I kind of like blend the rest of it. Okay, next we're going with the eyeliner. So for eyeliner, I've been using a felt eyeliner because I did mention that I used the NYX and I absolutely loved it. I loved the pigment, I loved everything about it, the consistency. It lasted all day. I loved everything about it. The only thing was that it was brush tip, so it would like spread after a while. A lot of people say it doesn't spread for them, but it spread for me. So I've been using the Fenty Beauty, and this is in color, this is called the Fly Liner, the line, and then it's called Kazan Black. It's the blackest, I think is the darkest one they have. And for this, I'm going to need my mirror close to me so I can see. For this, I only do the corner, outer corner on my eyes. I don't go all the way. Hope you can see. Just the outer corner. Like that. Next, I'm going in with my eyebrows. I'm going to brush it all. Now, my eyebrows are very, very coarse and they grow this way instead of this way. So it's very hard to bring them under control. Got to trim this one a little bit. So I use 2 different ones. They're both by Benefit. One is a lot thinner than the other. I use that for the corners of my eyebrows, the inner corners, and then I use the other one to kind of fill it. And this is the difference. This is the difference between the tips. I'm using this one for the inner corners of it, right here, this part. Now for this part, it's easy if you're holding a brush in your hand, so you can kind of like blend as you go. So what I do is when I do the top, I stop here, right here on the arch, and then the rest I continue from bottom, just because I can give it a more like a lifted look versus coming down from up versus going, I don't know if it makes sense, but like when I do it from bottom, I'm not going down. Does that make sense? I hope it makes sense because it makes sense in my head. All right, done this one. Sometimes my eyebrows are like perfect. It looks different every day. Every time you do your eyes, it looks different. Next, I'm going with lips. I'm using the Charlotte Tilbury lip liner by Pillow. It's called Pillow Talk. Then for lipstick, I'm going in with Mare Beauty. This is the Millennial color. It's such a stunning shade. I think it's one of my absolute favorite colors, and it's so soft on the lips and so moisturizing. Then I'm going in with a powder blush by Dior. This is the Backstage 001. Now this is very, very pigmented, so be careful. Start small and then work your way up, because a little bit goes a long way. Already too much for me. I'm going to blend this in, don't worry, I'm not leaving like that. I love this shade so much. It's such a beautiful shade of pink. I always put a little bit of my blush on my nose, the bridge of my nose as well. Alright, time for mascara. Today I'm using both by Lancome. First I'm going in with curling my lashes a couple of times. I think my eyelashes are so thin that like twice or 3 times good enough. I'm going with the Curl Booster XL by Lancome first. This I applied before, so I'm almost done with it. This is my third tube, either second or third tube. For mascara, I'm using the Drama, which this has been one of my favorites. I think this was the first or second mascara I purchased. Now, I don't know if this also comes in different shades or not, but I'm using the black. I know a lot of mascaras comes in different shades, like brown. This is just the black one. Does it say? 01. It says 01, so I'm assuming it's their darkest one. Now for mascara, sometimes, oops, that's too much. See? One coat is enough. Second coat was too much for the everyday look. It would be perfect for a night look, but for everyday look, it's too much. All right, to finish it all up, I'm going in with my Veil Soft Setting Spray. This mist is so fine. It gives you a matte finish, but at the same time leaves a glow. So it doesn't leave you looking oily, but it does leave your glow, if that makes sense. All right, I'm going with a couple of good amount of pumps. All right, this is the finished look. Now I know it will look fully complete without my hair and my full outfit on, but this was exclusively for makeup, so I really hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know down in the comments below what your favorite makeup product is. I would love to test it and try it. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next video. Bye.